said that the purpose of sanctions, now you remember, purpose of sanctions on Iran is regime change, which was domestically actually clever, domestically in the U.S. Because number one, he doesn't want to change policy. And number two, he's trying to resist all the Republicans saying we need to invade or we need to bomb without changing policy. And so he comes across as more hardline without changing policy. Domestically clever. Internationally, not a good policy, right? Because saying you're doing regime change in Iran, I guarantee you, right, is not helping you with entrenched hardliners in Iran who love this sort of stuff. They're like, let me write that down. He says regime change, right? They'll use that in all their speeches. So that's what the U.S. did. Iran is troubled right now. They are troubled, yes, because of economic sanctions. True, true. The United States has put tougher sanctions on the Iranian central bank. There are plenty of waivers that can be affected on American allies, so they don't apply. And of course, all the American allies have already been applying, the Indians, the South Koreans, the Japanese, and so forth. And the Europeans are putting these oil sanctions on. They get about 450,000 barrels from Iran. But it comes from Greece, it goes to Greece, it goes to Spain, it goes to Italy. All three have new governments in the last few months, and they're all oriented towards beating on the Iranians. The Iranians will sell to the Chinese at a lower price. That is going to constrain them, but that is not their biggest problem. Their biggest problems are that economically, domestically, their policy making has started to have a major impact, and they're having internal big infighting between the supreme leader and the president. And geopolitically, the Iranians are losing. They lost Bahrain. They're losing Bashar al-Assad in Syria, their best ally in the region, and in some ways counterintuitively, in Iraq with the U.S. out, there's now becoming a very big sectarian fight, right? Maliki, Shia versus the Sunni versus the Kurds. It's harder for the Iranians to operate. This is not good for Iran. And the GCC, the Sunni Arab monarchies, are coming closer together. The U.S. leaving the Middle East has not been good for Iran, believe it or not, so far. Now, are they bluffing about closing the straits? 100% they're bluffing, because that's economic suicide. But they will provoke. They will provoke more. And more provocations in places like the Straits of Hormuz, which I believe are like half a kilometer, sort of wide or actually narrower in some places, can lead to accidents. And those accidents can create market-moving events. They can create military conflict. 6 months ago, the possibility of military conflict between the U.S. and Iran was negligible. In 2012, it is not negligible. It would be by accident, but it could happen. And so Iran is becoming something that we must more seriously watch.